Lauren Granger. Number 1. This is Lauren's 7th year with our program. Lauren is one of the best point guards for her age. That's the right one, right? In the state, and our offense runs through her. She always knows where everyone is on the court and usually finds them and gets the ball to them in a position to score. Even sometimes if she throws the ball sideways. But Lauren can score herself. This year, her three-point shot came back, which is a weapon. Because you can get to the rim and you can finish at the rim. And you can finish really strong with your left hand. So if you can make a three-point shot and they have to get out on you and you can beat somebody off the dribble and finish with your left hand, that makes you a very versatile offensive player. And you have the ball in your hands a lot because you're the point guard. So you can play that way. But you're also a great defender. We played Baldwinsville on back-to-back nights. And in the first game we played them here, Kiki from Baldwinsville had 3 three-pointers. And so Lauren made it her own personal crusade to shut down Kiki in the second game the next night at BCA. And you did just that, holding her to 2 points and scoring 26 or 27 points, 26 points on your own in that game. And at the end of the season, before the All-Star game here at Believers Chapel, we had the league meeting where we voted on the All-Star team, and we voted on the All-League team, and we voted on the league MVP. And in every other year, Kate's been eligible for those things. She wasn't this year. And a few years ago, there was a vote for All-League team. And Lauren ended up tied with a girl from Tyburn who was a senior. And I said, listen, Duke, we'll let your kid get the All-League team this year because Lauren's in, I think you're in 8th grade that year. And I said, it'll be Lauren's day some other time. And so the argument that I made on Lauren's behalf in the All-League, in the league meeting was, this is Lauren's year. She's waited, and this was her year. And they all agreed. So you were voted as the most valuable player of SCAL in the regular season. You made the SCAL All-Star team for the 3rd time, and first team All-League also for the 1st time. Even though technically you made it that 1 year, it's just your dad let that other girl get it because I wanted to be nice. You were on the All-Tournament team at the National Christian School Athletic Association National Championship in Ohio. And Lauren had probably one of the smartest plays that I've ever seen made. We were struggling to bring the ball up, and they had cut the lead to 4. We turned the ball over. They came down, they missed the shot, the ball's on the ground, and the ref goes timeout. And I know I didn't call timeout, so I'm like, oh, they got the ball. So the girls are walking off the court. I said, who called timeout? And Lauren said, I did. I'm like, oh, it's our ball. She goes, yeah. And I go, wow, great call, Lauren. I didn't call timeout because I couldn't tell who had the ball, but she saw that, I think it was Kate who had the ball, or Emily Ball had the ball. And so Lauren called timeout, which helped us to keep the ball. Okay, and then we came out from that possession, we beat the press, got the ball into our court, and then they fouled us, and then we were able to ice the game. So you made, a great call. That's what somebody who knows the game does. And during the season this year, Lauren scored her 1,500th career point. So that was quite an accomplishment. The character quality that I saw in you this year was humility, which is recognizing that God and others are actually responsible for the achievements in my life. And I commit to you the verse James 4:6. You win the Team Most Valuable Player Award. And Lauren also scored 303 points this season, so she gets an award for scoring 100 points. Kate Granger. Don't stand so far. It's okay. I'm only your dad. This is Kate's 9th year in our program. Kate had a very interesting year this year because midway through the season she broke her nose and she missed several games, including both games against Tyburn and both games against Baldwinsville Christian Academy. And we already didn't play her against Finger Lakes because we were trying to be good sports. So the only SCAL team that Kate got to play in the regular season was Corning. And you should have seen the look on the Corning coach's face when we told him that at the league meeting. And he was like, well, what do you mean? You only played against us? And I said, yeah. During the season, you scored your 3,000th career point. And I know it's not an official stat of the state, but there have only been 4 female basketball players in the history of New York State who scored 3,000 or more varsity points in basketball. But scoring is only a part of your game. Your defense is what sets you apart. And we adjust our defense, you adjust our defense determined by what team we're playing. If the team has a strong backcourt, we have you playing up top of the zone. If they are strong underneath, then we have you play at the bottom of the zone. And that was most evident in the championship game in Ohio when we would turn the ball over towards the end of the game, but then they wouldn't score, and a lot of times it was because you would end up guarding the girl who was scoring it, and you didn't foul. You put your hands straight up, and they wouldn't shoot. And then on one of the possessions, they had cut it to 3. I think it was the possession right before Emily scored her basket. They cut it to 3. We turned the ball over again. The girl's going in for a layup, and you came out of nowhere and swat the ball away. That was an awesome play, and I watched it so many times. I see different people's reactions. Their bench was sitting right there, ready to jump up with the basket, and they were like, "Oh," because you just swatted the ball right out of the way.
No kidding.
And that was a big play in that game. And Kate doesn't need awards, and she's always looking to give credit to other teammates. And because you played in so many or so few SCAL games this year, you didn't qualify for SCAL All-Stars or All-League. But Kate did get to play in the NIPEN SCAL All-Star game, and you won the 3-point competition in that game for the 4th time, and you won in the final 13-3. You had 13 3-pointers, and the other one who played you in the finals only had 3. You were on the all-tournament team for the President's Day tournament. Kate was also the MVP of the Gafilka Championship game against New Lothian, where she scored 30 points. And you were the MVP of the NCSAA National Tournament in Ohio. The character quality I saw in you this year was love, which is giving to others basic needs without having as my motive personal reward. I commit to you the verse 1 Corinthians 13:3. Kate scored 417 points this season, so she gets a prize for scoring over 100 points, and that's pretty good since she missed 10 games. Now, you have 3,080 points in your career. If she scores 469 points next season, which is possible, Kate will have scored more varsity career points than any high school varsity player in New York State history. Again, I know that's not an official stat, but it is to me. So there's work left for you to do. And you win the Offensive Player of the Year award.